We are live. I'm waiting on Instagram because it is always the delayed part of the stream. We should be live on Twitter and YouTube. But welcome in everybody to season 10, week
Week
10
10, yeah.
of the night chat. Man,
Yeah.
week 10. We don't have many more of these left,
Oh,
and that makes me
so
sad.
sad. So sad.
Um, but again, another weekend of college football that was loaded and incredible. You cannot sleep because you never know who's going down. Houston, Georgia Tech, Miami. Nobody wants to win the ACC. I've come to the conclusion that nobody wants to win that conference.
Except for Duke, dude. They really want it.
Maybe Duke does.
Yeah, Duke's Virginia, dude. Whatever they got to do by any means necessary. Yeah.
I mean, are we gonna get like a fifth or sixth seed Virginia ACC champion?
I don't know. I'm indifferent towards the ACC because it looks like we're headed for a Virginia Louisville ACC championship, and that would be just the worst. That would be terrible. That would be the equivalent of watching a Friday night ACC game. So yeah, just count me out. I'll watch it. I'll watch it, but I don't want it to happen.
It sounds disgusting. I mean, we've already gotten that game once this year, and to be honest with you, I think Louisville probably should have won that game, but they didn't.
Yeah, they didn't. They turned the ball over, and that was the difference. They turned the ball over. Virginia did not. So that was the difference in the game. Look, man, it was a weird day in college football because I expected this weekend to kind of be one of these where I come on here and I'm like 2 weeks ago where I was like, not great.
Yeah.
No, it was probably the best weekend yet, as if you were a fan of the underdogs, because goodness, did they clean up in this week? It was a across the board, especially in a lot of non-core 4 games that we did not that we didn't expect to be good games. I mean, Mario Cristobal should be handed papers today. He should they should walk his ass out of Hard Rock Stadium and get him out of there. Man, goodness. It was a weird weekend.
I don't understand how you have the talent advantage you have, and you still just can't get it done. Like, especially on the line of scrimmage.
Yeah.
Like in the most important parts of football on the offensive and defensive line.
Right.
And it's just like you can't get out of your own way.
Yeah. So here's the one thing that like kind of stops me from being like, all right, Cristobal just can't get it done. Carson Beck was pretty horrific in this game. Again, he was not very good. He I don't know what Carson Beck is doing. I don't know if he's like trying to try to miss the college football playoff challenge by himself, but he was really bad. And there were some quarterbacks today in some of these games that were not very good. And Beck stands out as one of those today that had no reason to be as bad as he was. He has an offensive line. He has weapons. He has quite a few things in his favor.
I know C.J. Daniels was down in this game, but still got Malachi Tony.
And that's the thing. Like, SMU's operating on basically like budget Miami schedule over there. And Kevin Jennings is still slinging the rock with precision, and his balls look a lot better than Carson Beck, not his footballs that he's throwing. So,
thanks for the clarification.
Yeah, of course. And then Miami gets the penalty, and they were heavily penalized all game. I don't get it. This Miami team should have waxed SMU. I don't get it.
Yeah, I'm going to be honest with you. When they hung that number out there at like 11.5 or whatever, I was like, oh, dude, this feels – I didn't bet it because Miami's on my do not bet list. They are on my do not bet list. I will – no coin shall be placed upon the Miami Hurricanes because I don't know what I'm going to get. I don't know what version of them. Outside of like the first few weeks, I felt like I could trust them a lot more. Now they for some reason they can't run the ball. Carson looks like he's reverted for some reason back to what he was last year. And I don't know. It feels like Miami peaked in late September, early October.
Yeah.
And now they're like coming back down to earth at the worst possible time. Like you want to be peaking in November.
Yeah. To
If
be
you want to
fair,
actually achieve goals in college football.
sure. To be fair, I don't think Miami's really been able to run the ball the whole year. And maybe we're seeing like a microcosm of that, of teams just kind of figuring them out. They can't run the ball. They can't really do if it wasn't Beck, slinging up to CJ Daniels, or oh my gosh, his name's escaping me. Malachi Tony. If it wasn't that, then this Miami offense didn't look great. They didn't look great in the Florida game, which we've talked about several times on the show about little pins that you place, and that was the one that I was watching for Miami specifically. What does this team look like after the Florida game? Because Florida's defense is man.
Better than people give them credit for.
Well, no, they got to be pissed. I mean, hell, their offense is just not up to the level that they are. But yeah, Miami goes down. Definitely leaves the ACC in a weird spot where they're kind of. I mean, you're kind of just searching now for the person that's going to win this thing, and you don't trust anybody at the top of the ACC.
Yeah, I still have no idea who's playing in this title game.
Yeah, me neither.
Like I know there are people that are mathematically eliminated. I understand that. But if you ask me today, okay, who's playing in the ACC title game? I don't know. I have no idea. Some combination of Duke, SMU, Louisville, Pitt, Georgia Tech, and Virginia.
Yeah.
Like
and that's the crazy thing. I think Miami's still alive. That's the worst part. They deserve to be. They deserve to be out of this conference title game. I'd say that I haven't looked at their schedule.
The only team left on their schedule that's in that running is Pitt.
Yeah.
Every other team they play is like mathematically eliminated from the ACC title game.
That's right.
Miami's. Yeah. I mean, they're probably not mathematically eliminated, but like they don't play Duke, they don't play SMU, they don't play Louisville, they don't play Georgia Tech, they don't play Virginia. They only play Pitt. So. But I mean,
two guys right here that called the Pitt Panthers. Did we know how it was going to go down? We did not, but we're here. We're here.
Sometimes you stumble into a take, and we haven't made it there yet. We have not made it there yet. Pitt has not made the ACC title game, but we feel good.
I'll be honest.
We feel good.
I'm not gonna. I don't want to get all over them before they play Notre Dame next week, and then they have to play Georgia Tech and Miami back to back in their last. Notre Dame, Georgia Tech, Miami. Yeah, we're done. But I don't want to get all over them. But if you're asking me which team I trust out of the teams that we just listed that have a possibility to win the ACC, right now it's Pitt, because I just watched Georgia Tech give up 48 to NC State, and I've never trusted Louisville. SMU is as trick or treat as it gets. Duke is wow. They are something. They are something, dude.
Like
they are lucky that they played Clemson today, and I cannot believe I'm saying that. And then Virginia, man, Virginia is. You think you get nervous watching Georgia Tech? My goodness, Virginia is something. But they beat Cal at home, which is something that not a lot of ACC teams can do. So. Man, I didn't really mean to start this show off with 8 minutes of ACC talk, but
here we are. Man.
Well, I guess that's where we got into.
It's almost the same as the Big 12. Well, I mean, the Big 12 feels a little bit more.
It feels
cut.
No, it feels better. Like it feels like it's Texas Tech, BYU. That's it.
And that game's next weekend.
Yeah.
Like.
And Cincinnati's getting boat raced by Utah right now. They're getting run out of the stadium. So that was I guess Utah is still technically in it, but if Utah wins that game, I don't see much more opportunity for the Big 12, any other teams. I haven't looked at the conference standings specifically, but the ACC is just it's as wide open as it gets. I mean, 16. I think 6 teams have the chance to go to the ACC title game, and I don't feel confident in any of them.
Yeah,
not a one.
Yeah, I don't either. I don't feel confident that any of these teams that I could correctly pick who's going to win the ACC. So, but boy Matt. Feel how long this week feels like things should be clear now, but there's a lot left to find out. I mean, yeah, honestly, it feels like by week 10 in every other season, we're like, okay, it's these few teams right here in each conference. And I'll be honest with you, I still don't know who's going to win I still don't know who's going to play in the SEC.
SEC, yep, no clue.
Like
because
I know
because
A&M
I thought Ole
and
Miss.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say I thought Ole Miss was gonna trip up today. That they started that game, and I was like, all right, here we go. Here's the Lane Kiffin experience. Nope.
That was going to be the Beamer Ball like game of the season, where he's like, that's the one he gets. Because it was like you thought it was going to be Alabama, then he almost did it with Ole Miss, and so far he hasn't. But yeah, I don't. I'll be honest with you. The only conference I feel good about picking the winner right now is Ohio State.
It's the Big Ten, because Ohio State's going to play Indiana, and Ohio State's going to win. Congratulations, Ohio State.
Yeah.
Go ahead and take your conference championship and your first round bye.
Yeah, and I say that even if Ohio State does manage to not get over the Michigan hill again this year, they'll still play in the Big Ten title game, and they'll play Indiana. So, speaking of the SEC, there was a game that was totally off of our radar, but it was on my radar from a financial perspective. Okay. Drew, Kentucky beat Auburn.
Yes, they did. At Auburn. No, please state that up front, that this game was at Jordan-Hare.
This game was at Jordan-Hare. And I mean this in the nicest way possible. This felt like two dudes without arms trying to fist fight each other. That's what this was like watching this game. Like, I don't know when it's going to happen. I don't know how it's going to happen, but it's going to happen. Hugh Freeze is going to get fired. He's going to.
Tonight, before the clock starts midnight, within the next 7 minutes.
It'll happen. If it happens tomorrow, if it happens sometime, it's going to happen. I think Hugh Freeze is gone. Auburn should give DJ Durkin however much of that buyout he wants, because DJ Durkin is the only reason that Auburn has been remotely competitive this season.
Yeah, they held them to 10 points. That's pretty good.
If that defense just decides not to show up, Auburn's going to lose by 30. Like, it's so puzzling, and it's so sad, and it's just I've seen enough, man. I don't think it's going to get any better. He swapped back and forth between Ashton Daniels and Jackson. I about called him Jackson Allen, Jackson Arnold tonight, and I'm sitting there thinking, like, I feel so bad for Cam Coleman and Jeremiah Cobb, dude. I do.
Being completely wasted. I mean,
Cam is such a stud. Like, Cam could be in that like top 3 receivers in college football conversation, and he's just not, because that offense is just so atrocious.
They should give him 10 targets a game. They really.
Dude, I'm gonna be honest with you,
even if they got 2 guys over there, Cam Coleman should be throwing the ball a minimum of 10 times a game.
I don't know. Like, I don't make college football stats, so I don't know how close in the vicinity the ball has to be to a receiver to technically count as a target. But it feels like watching this quarterback room that if they threw it in his direction 10 times, only like 8 of them would count as targets, because they'd be close enough to be considered a target at Cam Coleman. Like, that's what we're dealing with here, dude. Watching this, like. And
you're not wrong. No,
I mean, you whiffed on Peyton Thorne, you whiffed on Jackson Arnold. It looks like you whiffed on Ashton Daniels, and once, twice, 3 times is a pattern. It makes me start to think, I don't know if all 3 of these guys are really that bad, or if your offense is just not good. Like, from a scheme standpoint, your offense is just not good.
I don't think Jackson Arnold's that bad. I'm not going to say that Jackson Arnold is going to light the world on fire if he gets another opportunity somewhere else, which he'll definitely be transferring out of Auburn, no matter if Hugh Freeze is fired.
I don't even know if he has eligibility or not.
Oh, is he done? Okay.
I don't know. I genuinely I don't know.
You may be right about that, but
because he was at Oklahoma for, I think, 3 years.
Yeah.
but he might have like a I don't dude with eligibility and how things work.
Right.
They'll find
Right.
a pitch
Who
here for
knows?
him.
Yeah, I'm sure.
He'll go play at like
Sure.
Coastal or something.
But I mean, I'm just gonna go and throw it out there. I just don't think Jackson Arnold is as bad. And I can't believe I'm saying that. I can't believe I'm defending Jackson Arnold. But the dude, some of the throws I've seen him make, so he holds on to the ball just atrociously long. Way too long. It's bad. But he's not this bad to where you're going to the backup midseason. I do not believe Jackson Arnold is that bad of a quarterback.
Well, it's also, I mean, I feel like I watched the same thing with Peyton Thorne, because like Peyton Thorne was at Michigan State, and I know he had Kenneth Walker, and I understand that most of that offense was Kenneth Walker.
Sure,
but Peyton Thorne wasn't that bad. He wasn't as bad as he was at Auburn, and I watched you throw him under the bus.
Yeah, he did do that
after post game after post game, and I'm sitting here thinking like, what dude wants to play for this guy? Outside of, Auburn paying you $2 million, I guess.
Sure. I mean, Jackson Arnold, I mean, he's inherited generational wealth by sitting on the bench now. So I'm sure he's not
splitting reps with Ashton Daniels.
I'm sure he's not too upset about it. I mean, yeah, you want to be, you want to go and get that NFL money, but I mean, it's just, to be honest, Jackson Arnold, not an NFL quarterback, but I think he's a good college quarterback. So I think
he could be a serviceable college quarterback.
Yeah, I agree. I think
he's got to play in a system that doesn't fully rely on him to do everything.
Yeah.
I think that's what Hugh Freeze's offense does, is it relies on the quarterback. It puts so much emphasis on the quarterback, in my opinion, to be perfect.
Yep.
That when it works and you have that guy, if Hugh ever manages to get that guy, they'll look unstoppable. Yeah. But it's so hard to get that guy in college,
especially if you're playing transfer portal roulette. So like if they hit on Mendoza this year, like if they went and got him,
I don't even know if.
Yeah, I agree. I'm with you. I don't know what Mendoza would have been in this Auburn system. It feels like you need to have Cam Newton there. Like it's Superman Cam time. Yeah. So,
or Nick Marshall and everything just go your way.
Yeah. Just be and transfer to DB as soon as you get done being quarterback. Yeah, I hate Nick Marshall.
I don't know, dude. But anyways, Auburn owes DJ Durkin. I'm sorry. That's all I wanted to. I just wanted to get that out there.
Yeah, I hope that. I mean, if you're Auburn, you got to look at the season and think, crap. But hey, maybe we find a defensive coordinator for the future. But he's going to get fired as soon as Hugh is out the door. I mean, so it's just somebody else is going to grab him, and he's going to have a great, successful career at another institution, and that sucks because I mean, what he's doing with this Auburn defense, I mean, is just they're all right.
They're fantastic.
Yeah, they're great at the line of scrimmage. They're great in the secondary. The only shaky part of them maybe their linebackers in coverage, and that's like me stretching it to like find a problem with this Auburn defense. So
yeah, and again, I know it's easy to sit here and rip on Auburn. Like I don't want to take credit away from Kentucky because the game plan they had, the way they played this game, it all fell into the way that Mark Stoops likes to shrink games and play a certain style.
Sure.
So I want to give credit to them because Cutter Boley was not bad in this game. It was 18 for 29, 161 yards and a touchdown. That's not horrible, but that they're not winning with like quarterback flash at Kentucky. Like that's not their MO.
And they didn't run the ball well in this game. I mean, for Kentucky to pull out an SEC win this year is incredible. It's straight up
on the road at Auburn.
Straight up incredible. I didn't think they had a chance at winning an SEC game this year with the roster that they're running out this year, and especially a game that you don't run the ball well in is just wow. Props to Stoops, dude. I think he probably, if they were thinking about firing him, which I don't think they will, because I mean it's going to be a pain to get another head coach up there in Kentucky. He seems to like Kentucky, and I mean he's going to get this program back around, or they're like 7-5 either next year or the year after that. So, but They did what they had to do. They're not going to beat anybody else. They're done. This is their lone SEC win. I hope. I really hope as a Vanderbilt fan.
It probably is. It probably is.
They've got Florida and Vanderbilt left, and then they'll beat Tennessee Tech, and then they got to go to Louisville, so I'll lose that one.
Yeah,
but,
dude, I've seen some bad Kentucky teams beat some better Louisville teams.
Sure,
like that. That kind of feels like the Egg Bowl, like rivalry game. Throw that out the window.
Yep.
Like Mark Stoops ends up 5-7 and keeps his job because he beat Louisville and Auburn on the road.
Yep.
So, but Drew, we picked 4 games this week to highlight, and I think we should start with the one that we were probably have the least amount to say about, and that was a Big Ten matchup.
USC, Nebraska.
USC, Nebraska.
Yeah.
Yep. I'll be honest with you. This game, I didn't get to watch this game. By the way, the whole YouTube TV thing is ass.
Yeah. Like I don't understand. I don't understand how you can negotiate contracts. Well, actually, here's the thing. I don't understand how you can sell a product like YouTube TV and then have a contract dispute. It's like it's almost like fraud. Let me throw that out there. It is fraud. If you're going to not be able to negotiate with your largest supplier of college football games, and not only college football, your largest supplier of sports, because ESPN and ABC are the 2 largest suppliers of sports for YouTube TV in the college football market. They are on Monday Night Football with the ESPN. NFL, and they are also in the NBA.
Yep.
I don't know what I'm sorry. I don't keep up with baseball. I don't keep up with baseball, so I don't know.
Yeah, ESPN doesn't do a whole lot of baseball.
Okay.
Anyways, so the contract dispute is not necessarily my problem, because I understand, like, you license the networks so you can use them as part of your platform. Like, I understand that. My issue is, why in the actual fuck is the contract running out in the middle of football season?
Sure.
Do this shit in March, dude. Fight over this in April, June, and July. Let us watch. Litigate that shit on TV. Let me watch, and then enjoy football season.
You can do it.
In hell are we doing this now?
You do it in July, because not only is football season not going on, the NBA is done. The finals are done.
Yeah.
So this contract could run. Yeah. This contract could run completely out. You could fight over it, and then nobody would get screwed over what was a fantastic college football weekend. And tomorrow the NFL, I'm sure there'll be a Hail Mary or some light the world on fire plays. Not that anybody would watch the NFL through YouTube TV. I don't know that. I don't have YouTube. You do?
I mean, you have it's all Fox and CBS, and they still have those. So the NFL is untouched outside of Monday Night Football.
Sure. Okay.
So it's Fox, CBS, and NBC. You still have those, but you don't have ABC, and you don't have any of the ESPN channels.
Okay.
I also feel like, and I mean this in the nicest way possible, I tried Sling, I tried Fubo TV. Brother, they are living in the past. I don't know how they're competing with YouTube TV. Actually, I'd go as far to say I don't think they are. Because the interface, the way the app works, the ability to not be able to multi-view, what are we doing, guys? I mean, you have, like, if I'm Sling and if I'm Fubo, by the end of the week, I don't know who I got to pay. I don't care how much I got to pay them. We're getting multi-view. We got to. Because if we can take advantage of YouTube TV and Disney fucking this up, that's just more money for us.
Yeah.
So there's your answer, Fubo.
Are they cheaper?
Get multi-view. No, not really.
Oh.
I mean, a little bit, but like, no, not really. At least what I signed up for, because I signed up for Sling and Fubo both, so I could watch all the football games that I like to watch. Because normally with YouTube TV, I can just launch like 4 separate browser sessions,
right,
and watch 4 different games at the same time. So let me just figure it out. I don't know if it's Disney. I don't know if it's YouTube TV. I think it's a bit of both. Figure it out.
Oh, it's corporate greed. Yeah.
Yeah. It's
what in the hell?
It's
sorry, I'm looking at these final Nebraska USC stats, and they don't make any sense.
You're fine, dude. You're fine. I'm gonna be honest with you. So I try my best. Like, it's hard to watch multiple games, and I'm sure people understand that. I try my best to like put emphasis on watching all of our core 4 games because we do the instant reaction show, and I want to talk about them more.
Sure.
I with struggling to watch, like with my whole ecosystem being disrupted because of this YouTube TV thing that was happening, I did not get to watch this game. So I don't know much about what happened. I do know that Dylan Raiola went out in this game. And to be honest with you, if you would have told me that at any point, I'd have been like, Nebraska's not going to win because he is the like one shining spot of this team this year.
Right.
And I don't know how long he's out. I don't know how serious the injury is. From what I understand, from what I saw on Twitter, it's an ankle injury. I hope it's nothing serious. I hope he gets better quickly for his sake and for Nebraska's sake, because without him, this team is not good. I turned it on a little bit. TJ Lateef was in there. I watched one drive. I was like, Nebraska has no chance. Nebraska has no chance. Like, and Jaden Mayava was horrible in this game. Absolutely horrible. 9 for 23. 9 for 23.
With 135 yards. I mean,
yeah.
Hell, he's efficient.
Kai Lemon and Jacoby Lane had 4 catches combined. Anyways, USC wins in the we're still alive for the at-large Big Ten bid bowl. Sorry, that was the name I come up with this game for on Thursday.
Are they? I mean,
yeah.
I mean,
that's what I deemed this game as like on Thursday. I was like, whoever wins between Nebraska and USC is keeping their hopes alive for the at-large, like, third place Big Ten bid. Fourth place Big Ten bid. I guess, yeah. Third place is probably going to be Oregon.
It's them, Iowa and Michigan. Yeah.
God, that's disgusting.
Isn't that? I mean, can we have? But I think of that, and I'm like, can we have none of them in the playoff? But I'd rather have them than anybody from the ACC that I've watched this year, or anybody beyond Texas Tech and BYU. Yeah. So,
dude, I'd give me Michigan.
Yeah, absolutely.
Bryce Underwood is like,
well, he's fun, but at least like give me the prestige of that program, and they'll bring some pride to it.
I would take Texas Tech and BYU because I think that game's going to be really good next weekend. Like, game day's already announced they're going there.
Yeah,
I think that game's going to be really, really good.
Where was game day this week? I totally whiffed on that.
Cincinnati.
Was it really?
Yeah.
Wow, had no idea. Didn't watch a second of it. Huh.
So yeah, this game was disgusting, and I'm going to be honest with you. I picked USC to win this game. Feel good about getting the core 4 win. I feel like anybody watched this game from start to finish did not win, even though a team ended up with more points than the other. So that's about all I got to say about USC Nebraska.
Cool. Yeah, I'm good. Move on. Yeah. Good job, King Miller. Props on you, buddy.
Sweet. Yep. Sweet. All right, let's move on to what turned out to be, after it started kind of ugly, a really, really close, exciting game. And Drew, I don't mean to pick on you. Okay, I don't. Well, I'm actually not picking on you because, like, Vanderbilt's still a damn good team, dude. You're still a damn good team. But this game, in my opinion, we're talking about Vanderbilt at Texas, by the way. This game started in the worst possible scenario for Vanderbilt. The way that you guys like to run offense and the way you like to play, like, time of possession and staying on schedule, to find yourself in a 17-0 hole, I was like, oh no, this is bad. This is real bad. Ultimately, you ended up coming back, which I don't know what, like, I don't know if Texas realized, like, the fourth quarter, there's still time on the clock. But they gave up 21. I'm like, guys, the game's still going. There's still football to play here. Yeah, I know you're up 34-10, but it's not over. Like, you still have to be on the field and be present. I don't know, but Texas almost pissed it away, but they didn't. Arch Manning looked really good in this game, dude.
No, he didn't. Arch Manning threw the fucking sideline 24 times No, Arch Manning did not look good. Arch Manning has Texas's talent, and Texas realized that they were Texas for 3 quarters. I'm not letting this dumbass Longhorns team off the hook. Absolutely not. This right here, Steve Sarkisian should be handed his fucking papers today. Today. They should not let him escape Sunday without firing his ass, because Texas was so much better than this Vanderbilt team. I swear, dude. They are so much better than Vanderbilt. They have so much more talent. They have so many more weapons. Their defense is incredibly better than Vanderbilt's. Vanderbilt couldn't tackle for 3 quarters. They had lube on their arms trying to tackle these Texas Longhorn offensive players, and they still about lost this game. Texas can, and the Arch Manning thing, I'm done. Arch, congratulations. You threw 35 bubble screens to the boundary. Congratulations, dude. And you made a couple really good throws. You threw a great out route. I remember a slant. But the rest of the shit was bubble screens to the boundary, and Vanderbilt couldn't cover a single thing, because you're better than Vanderbilt and you're Texas. I'm not letting you off the hook, because for 3 quarters, Texas remembered that they were Texas. Texas remembered that they were, oh yeah, we have one of the best rosters in the country. And in the 4th quarter, you saw what's been happening all year. You saw oh shit, Quinn Ewers isn't here anymore. Oh crap, Gunnar Helm's not here anymore. Get over it. Forget this Texas team. They are so bad, and they still have a chance at the SEC title game, and I'm so mad about it. I hate this Texas team. I told my dad when it was 31-10, I was like, if any team's going to do this crap, it's going to be this stupid ass Diego Pavia Vanderbilt team, and they about did it. And you know what? They would have done it if they got that onside kick. The way the game was going, they would have marched on down there. They would either kicked a field goal and gone to overtime and beaten the shit out of this Texas team. I cannot stand this Texas team. I haven't watched them all year. It is embarrassing that this Texas team is how they are. And I'm coming off like an angry fan, and I absolutely am. Forget this Texas team. They are the biggest waste of talent I've ever seen. Steve Sarkisian, enjoy Honolulu, buddy. Cancun. I just get out of here. Oh my gosh.
I think it's funny you said you're coming off as an angry fan, but you're more angry about Texas than you are that Vanderbilt lost the game.
Yeah, because Vanderbilt's worse than Texas. They're not as good. I watched this game, and I found myself, I was like, oh, okay, yeah, they just have better offensive linemen. Vanderbilt could get 0 pressure in this game, which has been a constant for them on defense, is that they get pressure, and that they, even against Alabama, they had 6 sacks to Alabama's like 2 in that game. And Texas defensive line was just bull rushing this Vanderbilt offensive line, and they were pushing him around. Pavia was running for his life most of this game. And the fact that they won this game by 3, get out of here, Texas. I don't want to see you on my television screen. I don't want anything to do with this Texas team, because if they make the college football playoff, because they got to go to Georgia next week, so they won't, thank God. But
2 weeks, they get a bye.
Oh, is it a bye?
They play Georgia.
Whatever.
Yeah, they get a bye before they play Georgia.
I hate Texas. I hate them. I can't stand them. I don't even care that they beat my favorite team. I don't care. I hate the fact that they have this much talent sitting on this team. And I know a few of their players got hurt in this game. Cry about it.
Yeah, Ryan Wingo got hurt. So he went out. But I mean, it's kind of funny. It's like looking back at the drive chart for the 4th quarter, it's 34-10 after Texas gets that field goal. And then Vanderbilt goes 8 plays, 77 yards. Texas misses a field goal. Vandy goes 1 play, 67 yards. Then Texas proceeds to go 4 plays, 14 yards, and give it right back to Vanderbilt, who goes 12 plays, 89 yards in 2.5 minutes, by the way.
Yep.
Which I did not see. I did not see Vanderbilt being able to get 14 points in 2 minutes and 41 seconds of game time.
Yeah, Texas.
My bad on that.
No, so it's weird, because Texas was the more dominant team, but they did the stupid thing that all teams do when they're up a bunch, and they realize that they're not that good. And they set back in a soft shell zone coverage, and and Pavia was like, oh, cool, I can finally drop back into a 3-step drop and just deliver these strikes over the middle to open receivers, where Texas was playing aggressively close to the quarterback the entirety of this game, and was taking away all of what Diego Pavia wanted to do, which they should have. Great game plan there. And then
Yeah.
they got scared as soon as Pavia rushed that into the end zone. They got scared and they set back in a soft shell, and they were just getting picked. Oh my gosh, I hate Texas. Oh my gosh, I almost hate Texas as much as I hate Tennessee, and we'll talk about them soon. But
we'll get Tennessee in a minute. I'm going to be honest with you, man. I kind of feel like this Texas team, and I don't know, maybe I just fell for a little bit of like how they look today because they started this game really, really hot. But maybe they kind of feel like they're starting to snowball. They're starting to figure out who they are, and they're starting to figure out what they're good at and what they're not good at. Which I don't know if that'll lead to them, accomplishing what they want to accomplish. I don't think it will, but I think this Texas team is just improving as the year goes on. Yeah. So and the defense is rounding into form. Arch is getting better. He's still not where a lot of people wanted him to be, but he's getting better. I'm gonna keep my eye on this team, on Texas. I know that sounds kind of like duh, it's Texas,
right?
And they play Georgia in 2 weeks after a bye week. But I'm really interested. If Georgia wins next week at Mississippi State, that Georgia Texas game becomes really, really big.
Sure, and because Texas has Texas A&M at home. And I don't think anybody would be remiss for saying there's no way that Texas can beat Texas A&M on a neutral field. Sure, I agree with you.
But
if they're playing at home, I'm kind of like there's a slight possibility. But yeah, Vanderbilt is about who I thought they were. They didn't run. They once again let a superior, talented opponent take them off schedule with not running the ball, and that sucks. Stop doing that. This is now the 2 games that they've lost. Cedric Alexander has had 4 and 5 carries. 4 and 5 carries. Who is one of your best offensive players? Stop doing that. And you know what? If Pavia doesn't fumble, they win this game. Golly, that sucks. Oh my gosh,
I mean, that's similar to the Bama game, man.
Yep.
If you red zone turnovers.
Yeah,
but that's part of football. It's not like we're sitting here saying, "Oh, I get what you mean by that." Like that's how close this game was.
Well, and that's the thing. That's the sad thing about it is that's the margin for error for this Commodore team. They are such a low margin for error team, drive in and drive out. They have to be perfect on offense because of what they're working with on defense, and their defense is much improved from previous years. And I look back at the Alabama game last year, and I think, how in the world did Jalen Milroe and Alabama lose that game? I don't know. I still don't know. But they had the.
I mean, they in my opinion, they kind of lost it the same way. Well, I mean, there were some pivotal turnovers in that game.
Sure,
but they operate. They got in a hole. They kind of what happened to you guys today. You got in a hole. It's like I turned that game on. Like I literally was like trying to load up my apps to watch the game, and when I loaded into Vandy, Texas, it was 7-0. I'm like, okay, they ran the kickback. They didn't, but it just I think that's the biggest weakness for this Vanderbilt team is if you get on them early, they're not going to go away because of who they are and the identity that they play with. They're going to fight you for 4 quarters, and Texas learned that almost learned that the hard way today. But it's not a team that wants to play in a hole.
Yeah. No, you're right. No, you're right. I don't have anything more to say about this game. I am. I'll be honest.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that this Vanderbilt team came back, they still have a college football playoff chance. If they would have gotten boat raced by Texas, I would have said no way. But they've got Auburn, Kentucky left, both at home. So, I'll be honest. I hate to say this. I think they lose in Neyland no matter what. I've always thought that throughout the year. I really hate that, but it's going to be almost impossible to win in Neyland, especially if Tennessee is playing for an at-large bid with 3 wins, or stupid-ass Tennessee.
Losses.
Well, stupid-ass Tennessee fans think that they're playing for an at-large bid. So,
dude, I mean,
I'm just kidding. You're right.
After the way today went,
after
the way today went, and the way the rest of the landscape, the way the rest of the landscape's playing out, dude, I have no idea how many. There could be multiple 3-loss teams that make the playoffs.
Yeah, I think so. When we did the trick or treat thing, when we were
Mm-hmm.
the pod that we did on Monday, or I guess the kind of the substitute pod Halloween
Yeah,
special,
yeah.
I, I was looking at all those teams that you had brought up, and I was like, I don't think any of these teams are going to make the college football playoff, besides BYU and Oregon.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I think we're going to get into a really weird scenario where this is just kind of a byproduct of the 12-team college football area, where
Mm-hmm.
we have two lost teams all over the playoff, and this is the new way to get into the college football playoff. And a team like Michigan, who barely beat the winless in the Big Ten Purdue team today, is going to have an opportunity to get into the college football play. I think that's where we're at. Where, I mean, some people. I'll throw myself into some people. Some people were saying Houston may have a chance at the college football playoff before today. And then West Virginia dropped 45 on their head. So yeah, I think that's where we're at.
Yeah, I'm with you.
And by the way, if Duke wins the ACC, I'm not saying they're going to, because I think Duke is going to lose a couple more games. But if Duke wins the ACC with what they put out on the field this year, then it will be an absolute mutiny. People will be like, why is this stupid Duke team in the college football playoff? We need to fix this system. I promise you that's it's only going to take one of those conference champions like that.
Well, Duke's already a 3-loss team, aren't they?
But they're 4-1 in the ACC. Yep. That's where we're at. And we've got Virginia and Louisville. Virginia, Louisville, and Duke right now. So
does Duke play?
I think they play Virginia.
Duke plays Virginia in 2 weeks. They play Virginia. Well, I think in maybe 2 weeks. I don't know if they have a bye.
Yeah, I don't either. 2 weeks, yeah. 2 weeks. And then they have
at Duke, by the way.
They have UConn, North Carolina, and Wake Forest. So get ready, all you Blue Devils. Oh my gosh.
Virginia. They'll have the tiebreaker over Virginia. Virginia has the tiebreaker over Louisville.
Yep.
Dude,
Yep. That's where
we
we're
already
at.
spent time on the ACC being a mess. We know it's a mess. We're not going back.
Nope.
We're not going back. But
let's move forward to a core four.
Let's just look forward to watching the rest of the ACC this year, because every weekend that picture is going to change. So, anyways, we're talking about teams that like to play in a hole. Okay.
You mean the Georgia Bulldogs?
And for better or for worse, for better or for worse, probably for worse of my mental health, Georgia seems to like to do that. At some point in the game, they're like, let's just give up points. Let's just play from behind. Why not? And again, it's fun to joke about that. It's not like intended. Obviously, Kirby's not sitting there thinking like, yeah, this is great. Let's play from behind. But they've done it so many times, man. I'm like, at this point, I'm almost not even nervous anymore. I'm like, they'll find a way.
Yeah.
They'll figure it out. Until they don't.
Gunnar Stockton's going to turn into Drew Brees here in a second. Just give him a minute. Yeah.
Yeah, he's going to 14's going to walk off the field, and you're going to see 14 walk back on the field and think that dude looks slightly different. Why is he got who is that?
Is that Aaron Rodgers?
Gunnar looks slightly different. And then he cooks, dude, and they're resilient, and they're going to do it until they don't. And that's kind of where I'm at with this Georgia team. I figured when we previewed this game, I thought it would be close early, just like every other Georgia game has been this year. I thought it'd be close early and they'd pull away late. I do want to commend Florida, and Billy Gonzalez, I believe, is the interim.
Yeah.
And I'd like to. I wish I could remember the OC's name as well, because this team, dude, with as many injuries as with the way this season's gone and the injuries they had coming into this game, and then ultimately losing Dallas Wilson in this game as well, like they have every reason in the world to just mail it in and just not show up and just think about. And they didn't, man. They showed up and they played for the logo, they played for the school, and they played in a rivalry game. And no, like DJ's not that great. The potential's there, but I don't think he was being properly developed by the staff that's at Florida. And I think that was evident today.
Yeah. Hey, did you know that DJ Lagway is faster than most linebackers? Because I had no idea until today.
Yeah.
Were you aware of that? I had no clue. I saw him take off up the middle on I think it was 2nd and 17 midway through this game, and I was like, oh, it's like that's why he's a 5-star. Oh, okay, cool, very cool.
I did not know he was that fast. I did not. But I don't know, man. I just Georgia did what they've done all year. They were in a hole. They made a play and they found a way. And people will say what they say about the catch. I don't think it was a catch. Actually, to be honest with you, it doesn't matter if I think it was a catch or not. I think whatever it was called on the field is what was going to stand.
Yeah. Oh, it's too close.
If it would have been called a catch on the field, it would have stayed a catch.
It was a precedent. It's a precedent-setting review.
Yeah,
that's because if they call that, if they overturn that, then a lot of other things this year have to get overturned. I mean, I'm serious. That's for sure. I personally think that it was a catch. I thought he got both forearms under it, and that it kind of bounced up, and then he caught it. But it's one of those things where it's so close that no reffing crew is going to overturn that.
Well, that's exactly why it was upheld, because you said you thought it hit his forearms. I thought the nose of the ball hit between his arms.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. It's whatever it was called on the field is what it was going to stay as it probably should have, because there wasn't definitive video evidence to overturn it. Kind of the same thing with the fumble earlier in that game. But this is just watching Georgia's a roller coaster, man.
Sure.
And it's not for the faint of heart this season.
Probably a painful roller coaster. You got wood on the tracks. You're going up and it's jerking you around. Kind of what is that thing in Dollywood? It's the wood coaster, the Cyclone. Yeah, the Cyclone or whatever. Yeah, that's. I
know what you're talking about, but I cannot remember the name.
No, it's the Tennessee. Is it Tennessee Cyclone? I don't know, but yeah, it's kind of like that. You get off and you're like, oh my gosh, I need to go to the chiropractor.
That reminds me of the Ninja from Six Flags in Atlanta.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if you ever rode that ride. That ride doesn't exist anymore, but it was you would ride the Ninja and then
Tennessee Tornado. Bang. Tennessee Tornado. That's what it's called.
Go.
Yeah.
Pulled that from deep. But you would ride the Ninja and you'd get off and you'd be like, golly, that was fun. But my neck, while you're on the ride, you're like, this is great. You get off and you're like, God, my neck.
Yeah.
Feels like somebody hit me in the neck with a baseball bat. But yeah, I mean, Zachariah Branch was phenomenal in this game.
Sure.
He's been super clutch for Georgia all season. Chauncey Bowens, he's running back one. I love Nate Frazier, but Chauncey Bowens he's the guy. I mean, he had the 36-yard touchdown that ended up giving you the lead.
He's faster than Frazier, which is a problem.
I think he's just a more complete running back at this point. So, yeah, man, Georgia did it again. They did it again. Florida had a chance. They went for it on 4th down, and I think that was the right call. I know they ultimately ended up getting it, but when you're playing Georgia and you're playing a team that's done what they've done all year with coming from behind, and you have a chance to go up 17 or 27-17, I think you have to take it. And I think that was the right call. Ultimately, they didn't get the 4th down conversion for Florida. But I think if you would have took the points and then Georgia would have got the touchdown anyways and won 24-23, you'd have been like, well,
yeah,
still lost. So
I would have taken the field goal personally, and that's
I understand.
That's not to say that I would have done that with every team. If this was, let's see, if this was Ole Miss playing Georgia like a couple weeks or last week, I definitely would have gone for it. But with Lagway and this Florida team, as shaky as they looked on offense, I personally would have tried to take the points. And and that's the thing. That's the thing. We can sit here and say that we don't know. We don't know what confidence that they've got in their kicker. I haven't watched enough of Florida this year I have watched a lot of Florida, but to be honest with you, their kicker is kind of the last thing from you. Not many people know opposing team college kicker. The only college kicker that you know is the one that's on your team that's missing field goals for you. So I don't know. I'd probably take the points in that scenario and let calm everything down, because as soon as they took that snap, I was like, oh shit, they're they're way too wound up right now, and that's like
Yeah.
Lagway had a corner route wide open. He chose the wrong read on that play. But
Yeah, and I think that's Florida fans that have watched Lagway and watched him over the last 2 years. I think that's ultimately what they have assessed him as is plays like that, where if you say he took the wrong read, he just hasn't developed the way
yeah,
that you thought he
definitely.
was going to, and he still has those moments where it's promising. Like the first touchdown pass he threw today, I thought was beautiful.
Yep.
I know Trey Wilson was wide open, but still was a perfect throw. Um, so I mean, he still has flashes. I think DJ could still be a really, really good college quarterback. I think he needs a staff that's going to come in there and develop him, or he needs
Yep.
to go somewhere where he's going to get developed better than he has at Florida.
I agree, but I think he's still the guy at Florida.
Oh, for sure. I
I
don't
don't.
think
It doesn't get any better than him over the next few years.
no,
Just bringing
no.
in a new head coach. I don't think they should abandon DJ. If he wants to be there, I'd let him be there until he runs out of eligibility. I
Yeah,
just he's better than Jackson Arnold. I'll tell you that. So
he's better than most college quarterbacks. Like I'd take DJ over a lot of college quarterbacks.
yeah, I'd take him over the guy that Penn State started today with Garfunkel, whatever his name is. Hold on.
I don't even know.
Let's see.
Could have been Garfield for all I know.
Grunkemeyer. Sorry, I'd take him over.
That's not a
Ethan.
real last name.
It is actually. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, that's what I say. I'd take that guy over
Okay.
Ethan Grunkemeyer. So,
My apologies to Ethan Grunkemeyer.
yeah.
Hey man, you know what? You're doing the best you can. You got an interim head coach. You're on the road to Ohio State.
That game was at noon today. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
Isn't that
Yeah, I'm
nuts?
gonna
So
be honest.
They put Cincinnati, Utah in prime time over or not Cincinnati, Utah. They put who did Fox put on? Anyways, they were like, get this Penn State Ohio State game as far away from prime time as possible.
Well, I thought Big Noon Kickoff was their like thing. That's their thing. They love
Oh,
to put
was that Big
kickoff.
Noon kickoff? Okay,
Yeah, that was
sorry,
Big Noon Kickoff.
my mistake.
Yeah, you're good. It was not close.
It was close for a minute. It was close
It was
for
not close.
it was close for a quarter.
Wow.
yeah, I
You know
know.
what else was close for a quarter? Texas Tech, Kansas State. that was close for a quarter. And Texas Tech was like, "Yeah, no, we're good.
Yeah,
We're a better team."
I think we got one more core 4 game. Then we need
We
to
got
get
the
to
last
the
core 4 game of the night, man.
if you thought USC Nebraska was disgusting,
Dude, I'm gonna be
wait till
honest.
you watch Tennessee Oklahoma tonight.
Oklahoma's offense is not good. And that is such a like duh statement. It's such a duh statement. But man, if Mateer isn't just Mr. Do It All, this team can't score.
No, they
I mean,
can't.
if Joey doesn't turn the ball over twice, if Tennessee doesn't turn the ball over 3 times, I think they win this game going away.
Yeah, pretty
Like, I don't
easily
think this
too.
game's close. And
No,
I
it's
know
not.
it's easy to sit and say like, well, duh, that's why turnovers are so important. Yeah, I get that, obviously. But I don't know, man. Like what led me I felt like what led me into picking Tennessee was their ability to have success on offense, that like I felt better about their run game, and I thought they would jump on Oklahoma early, and Oklahoma wasn't going to be able to play from behind. And then they were on their way to doing that, and then they fumble, and there goes the scoop and score. It's like, okay, well, that's a 14-point swing, because it was probably going to be, if not 14-0, at least 10-0. And then I feel really bad about Oklahoma playing from 10-0, and I felt like I hit the analysis on this game. I just couldn't account for Tennessee turning the ball over 3 times.
Well, and I mean,
How can you?
One of those turnovers being returned for a touchdown. I mean, that's why
Yeah.
That's ultimately why Oklahoma ended up winning the game. Like you can take
Yeah.
all the subtle points out, the turnovers, all that. You can take all that away, and I mean, the truth is, if they don't have that fumble that's returned for a touchdown, then I don't know. I don't want to play if, ands, or buts because I didn't want to do that.
Well,
with
it's
the
really
Vanderbilt
easy
game
to
either.
sit. Yeah, it's real easy to sit and say if they had recovered that fumble and just not scored like a touchdown, like if they had recovered that fumble and kicked a field goal or something, like I still think. But I mean, it's just the whole story of this game is missed opportunities for Tennessee.
Yeah, and Oklahoma ran the ball pretty well. With Mateer, they had design runs for Mateer. They scrambled a little bit. Xavier Robinson, he's pretty good in this game. I mean, I'm not gonna. I don't want to take that away from him, but I mean, like the only weapon, and I say weapon, I mean like additive weapon that Oklahoma has is Satanga the third. But beyond that, I mean, I guess Burks as well if you want to include him.
Deion Burks is hot and cold.
Yeah,
like he had a ball that hit him right in the hands, and he just dropped on like a 2nd and 20. I think Mateer ended up converting the third down because I think it was like 3rd and 20, and he ran for it anyway. I think that was the same drive.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, Deion Burks is hot and cold, but like, I don't know, man. Oklahoma's defensive line is legit. It's really good, and they affected Joey hardcore tonight. But I don't know. Oklahoma's offense is kind of painful to watch. It's kind of painful to watch.
Yeah, it is
for me personally.
No, I mean, anytime an offense is doing design quarterback runs, one of two things is taking place: either they have no faith in normal offense, or their quarterback is that much better than anybody else on the field. And in Oklahama's case, it's the first one I said. So
yeah, I mean, it's disappointing. And at one point on the broadcast, they had said that Tennessee on their defensive line, like Joshua Josephs and Chris Tyree were out, and I was like, oh god, that's horrible. Like that's not good at all.
And the bad thing is that Oklahoma wins this game, and Oklahoma is going to finish 9 and 3 at best. They're going to drop one of their next 3.
I don't think they'll beat Alabama.
I don't think they'll beat Bama, and they're. I don't know. I don't know what this post Brian Kelly LSU team is going to look like, and I don't want to skip over Missouri because Missouri is a capable football team, and I think Zollers, their backup, is actually a pretty good quarterback. I don't think Purbuell being out absolutely kills them.
Well, Purbuell might be back. I don't know how long he's out for. I don't remember if he's out for the season or not.
He's not, but it's basically kind of like playoff or bust with him, I think, by what I read. But yeah, at Alabama and then versus Missouri versus LSU, you're going to drop one of those 3 from. I mean, if you just showed somebody this game and nothing else from Oklahoma, you'd be like, oh yeah, okay, all right, cool. They're gonna lose one of those 3. So the bad news is that Oklahoma won this game, and Tennessee's 3-3 in the conference, so they have no SEC title hopes left. Even if they had any before this, I don't think they did.
Here's my, and I'm glad you brought that up because this is something I was thinking about when this game was closing down. Okay, put us back in July, or put us back in June.
Yep.
When we first read the announcement, Nico Iamaleava is transferring from Tennessee.
Yeah.
Everybody thought, okay, this is catastrophic. This is like worst case scenario. I don't know what Tennessee's going to do. This is bad.
Right.
Preseason expectations, once they got Joey Aguilar, most people thought if Tennessee can make it to 8-4, that's a win of this season.
Yep.
That's a win. And I'm sitting here and I'm looking at Tennessee, and they just dropped their 3rd game. They dropped it to Oklahoma. They've got New Mexico State left. That's a win. They've got at Florida. That could be a win. It's not guaranteed, especially because I don't think this Florida team's going to mail it in. That's not a guaranteed win for you. And then you got Vanderbilt at home. So, I mean, if you manage to go 2-1 in those games, you're right where a lot of people told you, hey, Tennessee's probably going to be about 8-4 this year because the defense is probably going to take a step back, which it has.
And they've had injuries. Like that needs.
Yeah, you have.
That needs to be said about
that
Tennessee's defense. Yeah.
Yeah. You've had. I mean, losing 2 starting corners.
Yeah, McCoy.
And then tonight against Oklahoma, losing like your whole starting defensive line. It's not good. But it's easy to sit there and it's easy to get mad at this loss because you started the season much better than you thought. Joey Aguilar clicked with your offense much better than you thought. Yeah, you ended up losing the Georgia game, but you were really close to winning that game. You ended up losing the Bama game, but I felt like you were much closer than the score indicated. For the most part, man, I think Tennessee has played out almost exactly like we thought they were going to.
Yep, you're right.
In the preseason,
I think the Georgia.
Was hey,
the Georgia game threw a lot of people's expectations through the roof.
Yeah, I think a lot of people, myself included, was one of those. I don't want to say a lot of people, myself included, thought, "Oh, hey, Tennessee's actually much better than I thought they were going to be."
Yeah.
And no, it turns out we kind of hit the nail on the head with Tennessee. They're about they could still go 7-5. They could lose to Florida and Vanderbilt. That's possible, but I kind of think they're going to trade those games.
Yeah,
they're going to go 1-1.
Sure.
I mean, if they end up 9-3, dude, I know Tennessee fans, and that's really who I'm trying to talk to here is Tennessee fans. If you end up 9-3 after what you went through in the offseason and how that affected your expectations, that is a win. It's a win. With everything this program's had to deal with this year, you'll take that. If you stopped and looked at Tennessee fans a week after the Nico situation happened, and they've got this kid coming in, Joey Aguilar, they're like, "Oh, we're getting UCLA's quarterback. We don't know anything about him. What the hell's going to happen?" And you tell them, "Hey, listen, you're going to go 9-3. You're going to lose to Georgia. You're going to lose to Bama. You're going to lose to Oklahoma." They're like, "Well, we kind of expected that. Kind of expected those games are probably games you should lose anyways." I was like, "But you'll beat Florida. You might beat Vanderbilt. You end up 9-3." They'll be like, "You know what? For us to have to swap our quarterback in June, July, we'll take that." That's where I'm at with Tennessee right now. Is it's real easy to look at this loss and get really frustrated, especially because you probably should have won this game. You probably should have beat Oklahoma.
Yeah.
But you're kind of exactly where we thought you'd be. You're 6-3, losses to I don't want to say better roster, two definitively better rosters. I don't know if I would say Oklahoma's roster's definitively better than Tennessee's. They kind of feel like they're in the same realm to me.
Yeah.
But Tennessee's kind of exactly where Tennessee is better off than where most teams would be losing their quarterback 6 weeks before the season starts.
Nico or Joey?
I'd do Joey all day.
I think so too.
This team's significantly better with Joey.
Based on what I've watched, I've watched this year from last year, they don't lose the Arkansas game last year with Joey. This version of Joey Aguilar. Yeah.
Yeah. I think if they had Joey last year, oh Lord. Dude, if they had Joey last year, they might be 11-1. I mean, I think they're 11-1 last year. I know there's no point in really elaborating on that because gone and done, but I think they're significantly better with Joey. And so, but that's really the point I wanted to get across is hey, I know it's really easy to get frustrated because you lost this game, but with everything you had going on for you, this is right where we kind of expected you to be at.
A win is a win, some would say. Yeah. That's about it.
A win's better than a loss.
True.
And I know they just lost tonight, so that's just trying to help a little bit because it's real easy to get lost in the, oh my gosh, dude, we're just not many teams would be able to bounce back losing their quarterback 6 weeks before the start of the season.
I'm with you, absolutely.
What turns out to be, I like you said, a definitive upgrade at quarterback.
Yeah.
All right, Drew. Anything else you want to talk about from the slate, man? I mean,
Indiana's pretty good. They're pretty good. They're
wow.
I know, yeah. Well, I mean, I feel like we never get to talk about them because they've played. They played Oregon. Yeah, they played Oregon this year, and they boat raced Illinois. So, and they got Penn State next week, which we probably would have talked. We thought we probably would have. Yeah, we probably would have thought that we were going to talk about that game before the year, but now it's not anything. So,
I actually, that game seems really interesting to me. because that kind of feels like the interim staff for Tennessee for Penn State. I don't know. I think that game might be closer than people expect. I'm interested to see what the spread will be because I think a lot of people will be shocked by what that opening line might be.
I think
Because there is still a lot of talent on Penn State's team.
maybe probably. I think probably 9.5. I think that feels
I
good.
was gonna say it might open at like 8.5 for Indiana.
Yeah, it feels
Like,
good.
And
Especially,
I think it'll be one of those lines that it opens at like 7.5, 8.5, and a lot of people bet over it, and it jumps to like 10.5.
Yeah.
But I mean,
Especially
there's
with
still
the
a lot
spread
of talent
today.
on that Penn State defense, man.
Yeah. No, I'm with you. I don't think Penn State's. I don't know. Part of me looks at this Penn State team and I think, okay, they would have won if they beat Oregon, they would have won every game they've lost so far besides the Ohio State game because they were going to get beat today regardless. I mean, that was.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I don't have a question about that. You don't get beat 38-14 if you lose one game and you're like, oh, but our team's broken because we got our coach.
Yeah. I mean, also like assuming they don't lose Drew Aller, because they lost him in the Northwestern game.
Sure. Yeah. Let's see. Texas Tech back to wagon status. Louisville moves on. Michigan barely beats a 0-6 in the Big Ten Purdue team.
Survive and advance, man. And I'm kind of the same. Ole Miss, same spot. Survive and advance. That South Carolina game wasn't pretty, but
it was a little bit better. Oh, G5 news: Memphis win the rest of your games and you're in. So there's no question anymore. You're not going to have a single challenger. Yeah, you beat South Florida, so Memphis could get in. Yeah, because UNLV lost today too, and that would be like the one. I don't know if they would have got in over Memphis, but if Memphis is a 2-loss and UNLV would be a 1-loss team, I don't know. I'd probably Memphis still. I think that's about it. I think
I've got one.
I'm sorry. How did I miss this? Boise State got destroyed today. I'm sorry. How did I miss that? By Fresno State. Holy cow!
Hang on, what?
Oh, they had a backup quarterback playing. Oh, Maddox Madsen either got hurt or benched in this game. Okay. That makes more sense.
Oh, my God. I did not see that.
They got destroyed by – all right, well, Boise State is done as well. They probably had slim chance. But, yeah, G5, Memphis winning, you're in. So, I'm sorry. One more thing. Oregon State and Washington State played today for the Battle of the Pac-12. 10-7, baby. 10-7, baby. Classic Pac-12 after dark. I don't even know when they played.
Listen, all I'm going to say, Washington State -3.5.
Ooh,
hurt.
Sorry, dude.
It hurt so bad.
Oh, I'm sorry. Norvell saved his job today as well. So
did he? Does beating Wake Forest save your job?
Well, I'm sorry. He took a step to saving his job today. He's got a couple more steps after this, so he's like at step 1.
He got his first ACC win today, dude.
Yeah, he's at step 1, which was beat the bad Wake Forest team. That was step 1.
Oh, bad Wake. They play Clemson next week.
Yeah. Oh, that's another good point.
They should put that game. They should banish Florida State Clemson to the CW, dude.
Yeah,
can we do that? Can we banish Florida State Clemson to the CW?
I don't want to watch Clemson anymore this year. I'm done.
Is Clemson going to make a bowl game?
No, they're not. And I guess that's the one thing that I kind of came on here wanting to say that I kind of forgot about. I wasn't on the Fire Dabo train, and I still don't know if I'm like all the way on it. Like I've got my luggage. I'm kind of debating hopping on the back of the back of the railroad car right now. But the train's leaving the station. I'm having to make a decision. I'm getting close to hopping on, and here's why I'm getting close to getting on, because if you're Clemson and you want this job to hold relevance, I don't know how long you can keep Dabo where he's obviously not going to change. And if he's not going to change, then he needs to win football games. And if you don't want your program to sink into college football irrelevance, then it's time to win football games. Or it's time to get a new head coach who can adapt to the modern era. Because I was talking about this with my buddy who's a Clemson fan. Mm-hmm. And I said, look, man, Dabo doesn't use the transfer portal. So all these top programs are running around with Caleb Downs that have already played 2 years at a top institution, and now they get to play 3 years for you, and they have this experience while Dabo is operating kind of at a negative experience differential. I don't know if that's all of it, because Cade Klubnik has been bad. I won't like that. I don't think Dabo would have expected Cade Klubnik to be this pitiful the entire year. He was good today, actually. I thought this was his best game of the year. But at some point, the Clemson job it's going to have to retain its relevancy, and it's not going to if you keep losing to Duke and all of these teams like Duke. So,
well, there's no excuse, because it's not like the rest of the ACC has collectively picked up their game. The rest of the ACC is bad.
Yeah.
And it's not like Florida State and Miami have ascended to like, oh, hey, these are like perennial top 15 teams. Miami can't get out of its own way. Florida State has, I don't know, they climbed the first step of the ladder and then fell off a cliff this year, and they're still falling down. And I mean, I know they beat Wake Forest today, but like,
they fell off the ladder and onto the concrete. They've got to get like a triple lumbar fusion, and they got to get back. Yeah,
they fell off the ladder, hit the concrete. Concrete was wet, and then they slid down the hill. Going ever since. But like, there's no excuse, man.
Yeah,
and yeah, I'd be willing to give Dabo the fact that like maybe you whiffed on Cade Klubnik. Maybe you did. Maybe you whiffed on Garrett Riley. And maybe you whiffed on Tom Allen. Maybe you got to make some staff changes. But here's the big problem, and we've said it a million times, and I hate beating the dead horse about it, but damn it, if you're not going to take transfer players, if you're not going to supplement your roster with players that you need in positions that you need them, you can't afford to recruit outside the top 10.
Yep.
You can't. You can't afford to recruit outside the top 5, because you know who's doing that? Teams that recruit inside the top 5 out of high school.
Yep.
They're taking transfer players to supplement their roster. And I know Clemson's like, they took one. Turned out he's like one of the best players on your defense.
Cool.
Funny how that works.
Go get some more. That seems like a good idea.
Yeah. Dude. Well, it's just it's Dabo's one of two things are going to happen. Dabo's either going to fall on his sword, and Clemson's going to slip. It's going to cost him his job, because I don't think Clemson's going to be fine with slipping back into mediocrity before they fire Dabo.
Yeah.
Or he's going to make philosophy changes, and they'll get it figured out.
Yeah.
I would like to think it's the latter. I would like to think, because I still think Dabo's a good head coach, dude. And I think Clemson's just having a bad year. I think they're just having a horrible year. And I think they're having that because of some of the decisions that have been made. But I don't think it would take much for them to become relevant again, because the rest of the ACC is just such a cluster.
Sure.
Of just mediocrity to trash. And I don't mean to take a shot at the ACC and be mean, but like, just being honest, man. Like,
yeah. No, I'm with you. You're right. And the frustrating thing for Clemson fans this year is the only game that they actually lost that was like a bad loss was the Syracuse game. They were a couple plays.
They got beat wire to wire.
Sure. So they escaped Troy. They lost the LSU game, but were in that game the entire way. LSU kind of escaped with that one, and made us all think that both these teams were good. And then Georgia Tech, they're in the game the entire way. If memory serves correctly, there's a penalty or something in that game that bails Georgia Tech out. I may be wrong about that, but Georgia Tech kicks a game-winning field goal. They have no excuse for the Syracuse game. It was awful the entire way.
Got whipped.
Yeah,
got whipped.
Awful the entire way. Stephen Jelly was still around then, and then SMU last week. I don't know. I don't want to say they got destroyed, because they didn't. And then Duke this week, they gave up 46 points. So it's there. You just gotta tweak a few things. Like, hey, let's go get our own Caleb Downs. That seems cool. Or, hey, Cade Klubnik was a whiff. Let's go get an experienced guy, not from high school, and that may work out good for us. So I'm not on the Fire Dabo train yet, but I'll be honest, I'm on the precipice. I'm watching very. I don't know. I don't think this year should determine whether you fire Dabo. I think Dabo Swinney is one of the unique coaches that has enough of a proven record where you're like, all right, guys, calm down. We're going to give him 2 more years because of what he's done in the past for us. He's got this proven track record. He's not James Franklin. He's not Brian Kelly. This is Dabo Swinney, and that needs to be recognized. So,
yeah, I think what he does in the offseason will determine how far you go with considering firing him or not.
Yep.
Like if nothing changes this offseason and they go right back into 2026 with the exact same philosophy, thinking the same thing, and they haven't, then you're like, okay, Dabo. Like now the clock is started.
Yeah.
Like, so I don't know. I just there's no excuse for Clemson to be this bad. There's no excuse.
I agree. Yeah.
I don't know what it is. I present this to you with no answers on or solutions on how to fix it. Just a guy on the internet who likes to talk about college football. So, Drew, we've gone for an hour and 15. Let's pick our Saturday studs and get out of here. Go ahead, man. You first.
Yeah, sure. We'll stay on the topic. Darian Mensah, congratulations, Duke. You are wasting a talented quarterback in college football. And a little bit of this is probably on Darian Mensah for selecting Duke. I don't know what his options look like beyond this. But, 361, 4 touchdowns today. Beat Clemson on the road. Kept their ACC title hopes alive. Darian Mensah is the definition of a stud. So he gets my first Saturday stud sticker.
Nice. I love it. Oh, man. I'm going to be honest. I really didn't know who to give mine to. Like, you know what? I know who I'm going to give it to. It's a guy I haven't given him one all season. And that part of that's because, I'll be honest with you, I haven't watched a whole lot of this team because I haven't really needed to, because they've just been wood chippering everybody they play. Julian Sayin. Get my Saturday stud sticker because he has a plethora of wide receivers to throw to, including Carnell Tate and Jeremiah Smith, who both went over 120 yards in this game against Penn State. Julian Sayin was 20 of 23 for 316 and 4 tutties as Ohio State beats the shell of this Penn State team. Just I'm going to be honest with you. I still don't know how good Ohio State is. I think they're really damn good. But I don't know. I don't know how good this Ohio State team is. Until I see otherwise, I'm going to assume they're really damn good. And I think they're the favorite for the national championship. But they also, I don't want to say they hadn't played anybody, but schedule hadn't exactly been a whole lot of world beaters. So, but I'm not using that as an excuse to say they're good because of their schedule. I think they're just good. I think they are just good. So, Julian Sayin gets my Saturday stud sticker. I could have given it and splitting it between him and Carnell Tate and Jeremiah Smith. I kind of think I should do that. But yeah, Ohio State just belt the ass today.
Yeah. Who's your number 2? Who's your second one?
Oh, do you know what? If I'm giving 2, can I give 2 to the same team?
Sure.
Because that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to give my first one to Julian Sayin, and my second one I'm going to split between Carnell Tate and Jeremiah Smith.
Very good.
Because 5 receptions for Carnell Tate, 124 yards and a touchdown. Jeremiah Smith had 6 receptions for 123 yards and 2 touchdowns. Just, again, man, belt to ass. They've been doing it every week. And I'm going to assume they're going to do it every week until they don't.
Sure. All right. Well, congratulations, because I didn't think I'd do this, but I didn't watch as much college football as I normally do. So, Gunnar Stockton, dude, it's indescribable what this dude does every week to Georgia fans, because for a couple minutes, or not a couple, for a good chunk of games, Gunnar Stockton looks like what Chase thought he was. And then he comes in the game, and you can kind of just feel it. It's like you can see like one throw. You see one throw, you can see him scramble or whatever, and he delivers some of the best balls in college football. and he did it again today. And Gunner, man, I pray that one day I figure out what you've got in your brain to allow you to do this. Because if I can figure that out, I feel like my whole life's going to flip around. But
yeah, same.
It's his stats were not impressive. They're not going to jump off the page at you, but he's a winner, and he's going to keep winning football games. And they talk about Georgia being behind and coming from behind. No, it's Gunnar Stockton coming from behind, and he comes up and he sneaks up on you, and you're like, this goofy white kid just absolutely beat the crap out of me in the last 2 quarters. So that's my second one. And I'm going to bed because it's past 1 o'clock now.
It's 1 in the morning.
Yeah, it's time to go.
Yep. All right. Well, this was week 10, man. We've only got a few more of these in the regular season before we move them to like post playoff days. But it's fun. We appreciate everybody hanging out. Make sure you follow Chatted Up Sports on all socials. If you're watching this on Twitter or Instagram or any other platform, do us a favor, hop over to YouTube, hit subscribe. It really means a lot. It really helps us a lot. And we will see you on Monday or Tuesday for the first show of week 11, man, as we get closer to the end of football season and I start crying. I'm not going to cry on camera. I'm not going to cry on camera. See you guys later.